We are now 53 days from Election Day, 53 days until Americans head to the ballot box to cast their vote in the 2020 U.S. presidential race. As we get closer to Election Day, we are starting to see the mainstream media, which is grasping at straws, start to push and spread misinformation in an attempt to cast doubt into the minds of the American voters. They want you to head to the ballot box this year being very, very scared. Very, very scared that another 4 years of Donald Trump could push the country in a direction in which it is not able to recover. They want you to believe that a vote for Donald Trump will be the last vote you ever cast in a U.S. presidential race. And the folks at CNN, Don Lemon, hosting former Donald Trump attorney Michael Cohen, are now pushing this narrative to suggest that Donald Trump will behave like a dictator should he get elected November 3rd, and he will amend the Constitution so that he never leaves office, just like Kim Jong-un in North Korea. That's the comparison that they're drawing parallels to, that Donald Trump is going to be Kim Jong-un should you vote for him on November 3rd. Let's tune in to see what Don Lemon and Michael Cohen discussed on this segment.
Michael, you're sounding the alarm that this may not be a peaceful transition of power. Why do you say that?
Well, I said that again.
If he does win.
Or
if
he does
not win.
Right. Because Donald Trump believes that he should be the ruler, the dictator of the United States of America. He actually is looking to change the Constitution. When Donald Trump jokes about 12 more years, as you'll see that in my upcoming podcast called Mea Culpa, I talk about that. Mm-hmm. He's not joking. Donald Trump doesn't have a sense of humor. So I want you to understand, when he says 12 more years, if he wins, he's going to automatically, day number one, start thinking how he can change the Constitution for a third term. Mm-hmm. And then a fourth term, like what he said to President Xi and like he said to so many other people. It's why he admires the Kim Jong-uns of the world.
Michael, you're sounding the...
Well, there you have it. Michael Cohen seems to be very confident in Donald Trump's health because he seems to be not only concerned that he could win a second term, but then if he does win a second term, he is going to behave like a dictator by changing the Constitution. Now, that's a conflicting statement within a conflicting statement, because why would a dictator go through the legal process of amending a Constitution? Why would you follow the rules and the guidelines that were set forth in the Constitution and the founders by amending the document that gives you the power of the office? A dictator, if you were to behave like a true dictator, would just rip up the rules via executive order, whatever it might be, and say, I'm never leaving office. But in order to amend the U.S. Constitution, you need to have 2/3 of the House of Representatives, which I might add is democratically controlled today. You need to have 2/3 of the House of Representatives vote to amend the Constitution that would enable Donald Trump to a third term in office. Not only that, you would need to have the U.S. Senate sign off on the amendment in order to entitle Donald Trump to a third term. Now, you can go the route of a constitutional convention, which would require 2/3 of the state legislatures to approve an amendment change, but that is nearly an impossibility in this country. Of the 27 U.S. constitutional amendments, 0 have been amended through a constitutional convention. So the more likely route, which is highly unlikely, if not impossible, would be that you need the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate to approve an amendment change, which again is not happening with a democratically controlled House of Representatives. So I'm a little bit confused by the interview. Is Donald Trump going to behave like a dictator and change the Constitution? Because if so, that's bad. Or is he going to follow the process that was outlined in the Constitution and get a 2/3 vote from the Senate and the House? Don Lemon, Michael Cohen, CNN, and various other mainstream media outlets want you to head to the ballot box in November being terrified at the outcome should Donald Trump win. And they want to cast doubt in your mind that if you vote for Trump in 2020, you are going to be setting yourself up for a lifetime of Donald Trump. And the bizarre thing here is Trump is in his mid to late 70s. He eats McDonald's regularly. He's clearly not in good shape. How confident is Michael Cohen in Donald Trump's health to think that this guy is going to not only get a second term in office, but a third term and a fourth term? Is Donald Trump living until he's in his mid-90s? Michael Cohen seems to think so. Or perhaps more likely, he just wants to scare you into thinking the way that he does, and the way that Don Lemon does, and the way that CNN does. Unbelievable.